In the small workshop building set back from the road, we can follow the creation of some traditional white basket goods. For 4 generations, the Dick family has practiced this trade. Heinrich Dick, born in 1899, and his son Gustav are master basket weavers. In the Bright workshop, about 30 by 16 feet, usually 3 to 4 people work, family members as well as apprentices and journeymen. Here, a travel basket is being made. Between the upright stakes, the weaving rods are interlaced and then firmly tapped down with a hammer. A horseshoe is initially used to weigh down the workpiece. The weavers use only knot-free 1-year-old willow rods. However, these grow to different lengths and thicknesses. Before processing, basket weaver must first sort the bundles by length and thickness. Gustav processes about 17,600 pounds of willow rods per year. Each weaving rod is inserted to the left of the previous one and worked to the right, alternately in front of and behind an upright stake. This weaving method is called layering. In each layer, every stake is paired with one weaving rod. Equal length rods produce an even layer. For the upper layers, thicker rods are used. Gustav now removes the iron form. The weave is stable enough to hold its shape. To achieve a standardized basket size, the weaver uses a specially made form as a guide. The journeyman is to produce an oval Elberfeld meat basket. Constant soaking keeps the willow elastic and flexible. Basket weavers work with few tools. Above all, it requires dexterity and a sense of form. 4 longitudinal and 10 cross pieces form the base framework. A second rod follows, securing all cross and length pieces firmly. To fill in the base, very thin rods are used, often waist tips. Weaving always begins with the basket bottom. The base pieces consist of thick, 2-year-old rods. At first, the basket weaver inserts 6 rods in a set pattern between the base pieces, alternating sides. With the good tips, the base is now woven out. The ends of the base rods are bent during weaving, giving the base a rounded shape. The weavers use a multi-purpose tool to bend the base rods and also to tap the weave tight. Depending on function, it is called a bender or a hammer. Next come the kimming rods. 3 thin rods are woven alternately in front of and behind each base rod. This binds the base and prevents loosening. With the help of an awl, the last rods can be drawn through. After cleaning and trimming with knife and shears, the base is finished. Gustav now works further on the travel basket. Only the second weave is still missing. He inserts 2 handle rods at the appropriate points. The right rod is drawn through a pre-made hole to the left until the desired handle shape is achieved. The left rod must be twisted to reduce resistance so it can be wrapped around the first rod. Gustav wraps the handle rod back and pulls it tight. For oval bases, the stakes are inserted starting with the longest and thickest rods. After soaking, the rods can be inserted easily. Before bending them upward, they are scored with a knife to prevent unwanted tension in the base. A ring frame is selected, giving the basket its oval shape. The upper part of the bench can be adjusted to a comfortable working height. Three thin rods woven alternately form the base binding. The fine weave of this basket requires especially thin rods. Additional sorting is necessary. 5 rods of equal length are laid parallel. The weave of the travel basket is almost finished. Only the final rim is missing. Six new rods are inserted and woven in a set pattern. From the left, pairs of rods overlap and are woven around the stakes. New rods are continually added in sequence. The rim must be completely flat so that the lid can sit properly. The mould is removed. The basket now holds its own shape. A very tight checkered weave is created, making the basket light due to the extremely thin rods. The weaver checks the height with a measuring stick. The upper rim is now formed by bending the stakes over. Excess rod ends are trimmed inside and out so nothing can catch. The weave is smooth on both sides. Now, only the matching lid is missing. Prepared lid pieces are straightened with heat. The lid frame is clamped at fixed distances and woven in one continuous process. The Elberfeld meat basket receives a decorative wide rim. Spacer pieces are inserted for the future handles. A foot rim is added underneath the basket. The lid rim is woven narrowly so it fits precisely. The rim is nearly complete and is tightened using an awl. The basket is now finished except for the handle. The handle rods are inserted into the openings and secured. Nails connect the handle frame. The lid fits exactly. Hinges and locks are added. The production of the travel basket took about 9 hours in total. The rods can also be split into strips for weaving bands. The outer layer is tough and flexible, while the inner core is soft and brittle. The strips are drawn through a plane to remove the inner core, producing smooth weaving material. These strips are wrapped around the handle, reinforcing and decorating it. The handle is firmly integrated into the basket. The process is labour-intensive. Meanwhile, from the large oval base, a child's cradle basket has been made. But if you'd like to see a feat of craftsmanship even more impressive than this, be sure to check out this next impressive video right here.